Hello, welcome to Good Games Well Played, episode 248. I'm Clint, aka JCM. With us this week is Isli.
Yo,
Messiah is busy doing some stuff, so she will not be here for this episode. But it'll be fine. I mean, there's so not any news going on right now that it's going to be a really short episode. And if I'm being honest, I didn't play too much this week, which I'll get into later. But yeah, we'll go ahead and just jump right into it. I don't know if you remember a game that was revealed a while ago with like a CG trailer called Samson. It was kind of like,
sounds vaguely familiar.
yeah, it was like a third person perspective, old rough guy, like fisticuffs, like there's no weapons, it's all melee, but it's like open world, third person. Like it's like came out of nowhere. It's like, what the hell is this game? Anyways, that released this week. When I was like, what? That game's already out? I was like, okay, sure. But it's like a lot of people are calling it like it feels like GTA 4. Not derogatory, but like an old game, but it also has, like, a lot of, performance issues, at least on PC and whatnot, but I was
I mean,
listening to a lot
calling
of
it
people talk,
GTA 4 seems like a compliment.
but more like it's that style of open world from way back, you know what I mean? Because like, GTA 4, god, when the hell did GTA 4 come out?
Oh, I don't know if I want to know this.
It did 2008 was GTA 4, so it feels like, a game on the PS3. But yeah, so it feels, a lot how we talk about, "Oh, this feels like a PS2 game," now we're getting that, "Oh, this feels like a PS3 game," which I think is, like, funny. 'Cause a lot of people are saying, like, they like it, they enjoy the combat because again, it's all, like, melee combat, but, like, the mission structure and, again, the performance, is just really weird. It's also I didn't realize it was, like, a cheap game. It's only, $25. But yeah, it's interesting. I was listening to people, like, play it, like, they're enjoying it, but they recognize its flaws. Like, that Mind's Eye game that came out from the Rockstar dev that was, like, critically panned and everyone hated it, and he had this whole conspiracy theory about how there was a coordinated campaign against his game, whatever. Um like, that was a game where it's like that's more like triple A. It felt like open world kinda stuff that didn't work out, but this is like double A, I guess? Triple B maybe? But it's like, yeah, it's got some fun, but it's got some jank because it is, kind of an old school style game, like, yeah. I mean, it's I remember when I saw it, I'm like, "Okay, this looks interesting, but it's a wait and see." I just didn't realize I didn't have to wait that long. I thought it was gonna take a while to come out. But yeah, the director said that, they will be working on some updates to it and whatnot, make sure they fix out some of the problems. But I just thought it was like, damn, that game was like just announced. It's already out. But yeah, interesting. And, we talk about a lot how there's no like smaller games, I guess. Like I don't know how long this game is play wise, like if you can beat it in like 30 hours or something like that. But for 25 bucks, I feel like, can't be that bad. Uh, Especially if they can get some of those quirks and what. I think it's only on PlayStation right now. I don't think it's on consoles yet, or PlayStation, PC. So I think there is that. I don't know if let's see, does Samsung's console release? I guess they're scheduled for later. So maybe they gotta.
Scheduled for later.
Yes, I guess they just easier to put something out on PC because getting through the checks and whatnot on Steam is probably a little more lenient than it is for all the hoops you got to jump through to make sure your game runs properly on uh you know Sony games, unless you're Cyberpunk and you're able to grease some palms to get it on when it doesn't perform so well, and then they pull it down a week later. But
Dude,
yeah,
that was still one of the most wild things in like recent years.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how it does. Like I said, interesting. I'll be curious to see with Crimson Desert. I feel like there's a lot of that where like people play it, and that's another game where it's like that's like a huge, big, multi-million dollar, game. It's got so many ideas, so much weirdness, but no story. And like the story's like not great, but it's like even the quest and some of the game stuff like isn't good, but people still play it. And I feel like Samson could be one of those games as well, where like if the combat is fun and some of the side quests, even if it's kind of weird and janky, it could be like, yeah, I'm enjoying it, even though it's a weird game. Kind of like, so it's like you have Crimson Desert as this bigger, high budget one, and then you have Samson as this potentially lower budget, cheaper game that's kind of got that same thing going on for it. So it's some interesting releases recently. But moving on, No Man's Sky got an update this week, the Xeno Arena update, which basically lets you raise and train alien creatures that you find across the universe and do like a Pokemon style battle with
Dude,
them.
No Man's Sky is a fucking wild game. And I love that he essentially just like he'll drop an emoji and be like, "Yep, this is what's happening."
Yeah, it's I mean, this one is, like, kind of lighter than the other updates they've got, but it's still like, "What? What are you doing? You're having animal battles?" Like, "Okay, I hope it's, like, cartoony and fun and not like a Michael Vick simulator," but we'll see how that goes, but just more content for No Man's Sky. I but by the time I go back and revisit, I'll be like, "What the hell is all this content?"
That's how I felt when I went back recently to play it, is like not in a bad way. It's just it's so much stuff that I'm just like, "Dear Lord, this game is huge."
That's why I love when a game has, like, their MSQ is colored a certain way so you know this was, like, the OG MSQ and all these other quests, like, "Oh, this is a DLC quest from the 4th DLC." So I know, like, don't do that, you know, 'cause that's always tough, especially when you go into a game, maybe you play it, like, after the Ultimate Collection comes out or something like that, and it's like, "Okay, but am I jumping into DLC now, or is this part of the main storyline?" But yeah, it's more content for No Man's Sky. And then we also had some rumors this week that apparently Epic Games is reportedly working on an extraction shooter featuring Disney characters that'll be launching later this year. And I've heard a lot of stuff like, why does this exist, yada yada. And we talk about a lot how Arc Raiders is doing really well because it's a more casual extraction shooter, than Tarkov, and more casual than the Hunt Showdown. Like, there aren't that many casual extraction shooters. I think Escape from Duckov is a little more casual, but that, like, isometric style game, not everyone's into that stuff. And this could be a case where, like, okay, extraction shooter aside from Arc, like, I feel like overall the meat and potatoes of it, not many people are doing. And this is a way to get people in who are like, "Oh, they're curious, but maybe they didn't get into Arc Raiders as quickly as possible, and now it's very, like, in a weird spot because of all the updates, and they don't know what to do, and you don't wanna get betrayed, this and that." Where it's like, "Oh, if it's Disney, oh, this is an IP I like doing a genre I haven't dipped my toes into yet. Let's give it a shot." It's not like the market is flooded with extraction shooters at the moment, from a bunch of, high-end
It's
developers.
it's weird enough that it could work. Like, I don't know. It's different enough from every other extraction shooter because of Disney that it could work.
Yeah, because I was like, because I saw, again, a lot of takes were like, "Why is this happening? Who asked for this? What are you doing? There's too many." I'm like, "Are there really too many? Are there too many mainline ones?" Like, it's Escape from Tarkov, and now it's Arc Raiders, and Hunt Showdown is, like, even more niche. It's like, I don't think it's that it's is it gonna become the new battle royale? Maybe, and where, like, everyone's making an extraction shooter now. There are a lot of extraction shooters that are, in development or by other people, but they're not big, like across the board. Like there was that one Delta Force, which has a main battlefield style multiplayer, but then they also have an extraction shooter mode, but it's a hero shooter as well. So it's like, okay, that's their thing. They're a hero shooter and extraction. So it's like, but that just came to console, and that's like super popular in like China and whatnot. And it was pretty popular here on PC, but it wasn't like huge. It didn't like explode. It is free to play, but yeah, there's not like a bunch of
I honestly
mainline.
can't. Yeah, I was like, I can't really think of that many extraction shooters. I don't. Maybe it's like a saturated market on PC where you have like some less polished ones, but in terms of like actual polished extraction shooters, there aren't that many.
Yeah, like when I look up extraction shooter on Steam, it returns 174 games. But then when I look at the first games it gives me, it's like, okay, this like pixel art game from 2023 I've never heard of, and it's like isometric retro style. It's like sci-fi open world strategy simulator, and there just has to be extraction elements. And there's these other ones. They're all like these indie games. But like Dark and Darker was kind of popular, but it's only on PC. So it's like the ones that kind of pop off for a little bit and have like these short lives outside of Tarkov. Like Tarkov is still PC only. But like I guess Witchfire apparently is a extraction shooter. At least it looks like it has the tag extraction shooter on it, according to what? Stop
I
playing. According
think.
to this, but
Oh God, I forgot about that game. I wanted to play that game originally, but I forgot it came out.
yeah, and like even Helldivers 2 has the extraction on it, but I'm like, that's not an extraction shooter. Like that don't that's not part of it. It's like but, Bungie, obviously, Marathon just came out, like, that's a big one from Bungie that's, doing pretty well. But it's again, it's not like, okay, there's Tarkov's been around forever. It's not on console, it's been around forever. Arc Raiders finally come out, and then Marathon was already in the works before Arc Raiders. It just got delayed. So it's like, okay, we have 3. Alright, and they're all pretty different from each other. Tarkov's super hardcore. Arc Raiders is very casual, and very trimmed down on a lot of the mechanics. Like there's no insane healing mechanics like in Tarkov or like in a Gray Zone Warfare, which is still niche of a game because it's only on PC. And then Marathon's way more like combat oriented and like more shooter style Bungie. Whereas like yeah, there's shooting mechanics in Tarkov, but it's like like mil sim and yada yada, and it's not like run and gun. Whereas like Bungie's Marathon is very like quick, fast combat, and it's also a hero shooter. So it's like okay, so you had these 3 popular ones that are all different flavors of extraction shooter. I feel like that's fine because that's what you can have with that's what I liked about battle royales when they first came out. It's like PUBG was the very it was big, it was the very slow, very methodical, super go around looting, and then it's like then Apex Legends drops and it's like here's the hero shooter one, way more fast paced, rounds are quicker, it's in first person instead of third person, blah blah blah. And then Warzone obviously comes out, many years later. With there, it's like okay, it's just Call of Duty, but in this, and then it's like okay, yeah, there you go. And it's so it's like even Fortnite. It's like Fortnite had building. It's like okay, so you have all these different flavors of battle royale, and you just play the one you like. It's like oh, there's too many. It's like yeah, but they're not all the same. Yeah, sure, it's a battle royale as the main genre, but mechanically, they're all very different. And so yeah, it's like it's the complaints there for like are silly. Like even the game like I played like Super Animal Royale, the top down, more casual battle royale, which is fun. It's like that's mechanically very different. It's just you're doing last one to survive kind of thing. It's like I feel like people. It's like can you be bummed? It's like oh, there's another one. It's like, sure, I guess, especially if you're already a fan of, you know, Escape from Tarkov and nothing else is really, doing it for you. So you're like, ah, people keep doing it. It's like, make something else. But it's like, it's epic. It's like,
Yeah,
they're just,
but if anything, this gets people interested in it, and it means someone else like competition's never a bad thing.
mhm, exactly.
So,
We saw that in the battle royale space. I mean, there was so much innovation from Apex Legends that filtered into all of the other battle royales that were these crazy quality of life upgrades that everybody adopted, you know? So it's like, yeah, do something. I haven't I've seen enough Tarkov and played enough Arc Raiders that I can't really think of one that's currently innovating in a big way like I've seen in battle royales. But maybe someone will. They'll think of something. And I haven't played Marathon yet, so I don't know what they're doing that's a little more unique. I know they have like a uh some levels you can go to, but in order to go to the levels, you have to have like a certain gear score, like Final Fantasy 14 style, where it's like you can only go there if you're properly equipped. So it's like only people going there are going to be like, really good. So it's like, okay, you're not just queuing in like into the PvP map, the main PvP for Arc Raiders with nothing. And yada. It's like you have to there's a toll you have to pay essentially to get in. It's like you gotta be good. So but yeah, we'll see. And it's like, yeah, like I said, if it's more casual and fun, it's like it's a good way to get younger gamers into a genre that's a little more, outside of Arc Raiders, is maybe more casual.
I mean,
But
it's a kind of really intimidating genre sometimes though, so I feel like this
for
doesn't
sure.
yeah, like doesn't hurt. It's one of those genres where if you don't get in on day one, a lot of times you don't know like the broken builds or the tricks or anything like that that, sucks when you actually don't know it and kind of ruins your enjoyment of the game and like learning curve. So, yeah, a new one that's Disney themed and accessible. Also, I hope when you say Disney themed, you mean like actual Disney characters because that'd be great.
Yeah, I believe they that's the rumors. It's just, I assume it would be, Disney
I
characters
guess
and
they
stuff
have
they can
like
put
some
in.
serious characters, but it'd be way more fun if it was like Kingdom Hearts style.
Yeah. Got like Buzz Lightyear in there and
Yeah,
whatnot,
exactly.
Mickey Mouse. But yeah, it's like, you can make it a little more casual, do but because I was thinking, I was like, oh man, like what if they did like what if Uncharted 4 or the next Uncharted, if they make one, like their multiplayer, they have like an extraction mode where it's like you go in with your little squad and you're trying to get the treasure from the temple and then get out of there with it before, the other team or something. And maybe there's like more than one treasure or something that you can find. It's like, yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Like obviously you'd have a little more mechanics to be like, okay, well now you got gear, so you have maybe different tier colors of weapons that you can carry in. Maybe you could do a class thing where it's like, okay, you can be a medic, kind of like the perks you had in Uncharted Forest multiplayer, where you had those like relics you can summon. But it's like I would play an Uncharted Extraction where it's just like because it would make sense. Like, oh, I'm going in, I'm trying to get the treasure before the pirates do or something. You know what I mean? Before the bad guys. Like that's what Nate's doing all the time. He's like trying to get it before they do. That's what Indiana Jones does. He's got to get it before the bad guys. Uh, I could see that, like big old temple level or something. You got to go down, explore. Maybe there's booby traps. Like instead of having it's a PvEVP kind of game, like Arc Raiders and Tarkov and whatnot. It's like there's booby traps, or maybe there's puzzles you have to solve, and it's like okay, so that could
Oh, I
be
mean,
a
it makes total sense, and there's a lot of characters you could use where it'd be great. So
yeah.
I don't know.
It's
I think that's fun news.
I feel like it's such an easy mode to put on to potentially to add that you could make it work in a lot of different IP and whatnot and have it be fun. Maybe you don't play it,
Exactly.
maybe don't make it a standalone $60 project, but like, as an additional thing, again, like Delta Force, where we have our big Battlefield Call of Duty modes and we have an extraction mode. Like it's all bundled together, not just, Arc Raiders is just Arc Raiders. I think Tarkov might have a deathmatch mode event they eventually got, but it's like that's what they got. And it's like, okay, but as a hey, let's play this for a little bit, do that. But we'll see. But yeah, interesting rumors. We'll see how accurate it is. I believe they said the person who leaked this is also someone was pretty like I would say like a leaker who's like actually gotten some things right in the past. So we'll see what happens. And then the last bit of news I got is that Cyberpunk 2077 is getting a big old PS5 Pro makeover,
Sure
which
hope
came
they
out
do it justice.
this week. Basically, just kind of giving it a super ray tracing pro mode. So you get like all the big visual updates on the PS5 Pro and be targeting about 40 FPS and a bunch of other stuff. It's kind of like just adding all these ray tracing features that they kind of cut from the console version because it's way too powerful to be able to run it. So I saw the video. I was like, yeah, I mean, it looks good. I mean, I don't have a PS5 Pro, and I'm not going to go back to. I'm already playing. I have Cyberpunk on PC, so I don't need to go back and play on the consoles. But if you have a Pro and you didn't go back to revisit or you didn't play the DLC, it's like okay, well now you can update it and get the updated visuals and play it. Have some fun revisiting Night City. Be a good time.
Man, that's a game where I never actually finished it. So like I should have every reason to go back and play it, and I just have like no desire to. That game should have been perfect for me, but they bungled the release so badly, I just don't even want to go back and finish it.
You should go back. The 2.0 update they did was really good, and it's just a fun game to play around. But you do some really fun builds in that game. But all right, well, again, that's it for the news. There's not a whole lot that happened this week. Just a lot
God,
of
we needed a week without layoffs.
yeah, unless one stuck by I didn't see, that quietly went under the radar or something. But
I
uh,
hope not.
yeah. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Not I know we had like there was like an indie showcase of some sort, but a lot of it was just games that people already knew about, that happened this week, and I try to go through it to see like, okay, what's, is there anything kinda stands out for like, "Hey, here's, this game coming, blah, 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 to consoles finally," or something like that, but I don't think there's anything major that kinda stood out. It's like stuff we already knew was coming to either consoles that was from PC, and it's like just a new trailer for it. So I didn't see anything that was like super stand out that was announced this week. So I didn't have anything flagged from it at all. But all right, well, we can go ahead and move into what we've been playing. Now, I know you did download and start playing Dead Cells from our conversations we were having.
I did, yes. So yeah, I've been playing Dead Cells. I couldn't remember my critiques from it like the first time around, so I decided I was gonna just pick it up. Well, not pick it up, I already owned it, but download it again, start playing through it again. Um, and it took a minute for me to get back into things. So I don't remember much about the game because I played it when it very first came out. So it was kind of like nice getting back into it. I like the rune progression. that you have to like go to different biomes in order to find runes to upgrade your abilities. What I found myself getting frustrated with again is that you find good weapons that really work, and I'm sure they've tuned it like well, but there's so many abilities and things that it just becomes like, I don't know, it's almost prohibitive to build certain builds because there's so many abilities and you can't necessarily change in a run. Like it's not like you can respec. So once you stick with something, you kind of have to follow it through a little bit. And I think that's really hard when the game is so long and a run takes like an hour. And if you don't get the right things, you can't customize it, but you have to like make choices early. So I like the game a lot. There's almost too much to do, but I do like the rune system. And then my kind of thoughts on the speed is I forgot that like there's a really big benefit to trying to be able to get the amount of kills and go fast, which that was the part I couldn't remember like talking to you before was whether or not the kills aspect was always there. I think it was, but uh there's such a huge benefit to being able to like kill 30 enemies and beat the first level in like 2 minutes or like kill 60 enemies and beat the second level in like 6 or 8 minutes or whatever it is
Mhm.
that it triggers you wanting to like restart right away if you don't get a great run right from the get-go, which I always kind of struggle with roguelites is like very early on being able to identify when it's a bad run. And I don't love that kind of game design where it's like, oh yeah, I know this is going to be a shitty run. I should just restart right now. I wish there was like more ability to turn a bad run good, but I don't really think there is.
Yeah. Yeah, I did play some more of it this week. So I guess we'll just talk about Dead Cells, unless you've been playing anything else.
Nah, just Dead Cells.
Yeah, I went through because my problem was like so I got to a further spot. I got to a level. It sounds like you must have beat one run because you talked about being able to upgrade the difficulty.
No, so yeah, I haven't beaten a run yet, but I did remember what the trigger was, which is that
Hmm,
like yes, once you beat a run, then you can upgrade the difficulty.
okay. So the first I got was this week, I think, or maybe it was after the call. Unfortunately, I got food poisoning this week, so I didn't do much gaming at all. uh, so I the furthest I got was I got to a zone where it was like wicked dark, and you had like a little bit of light around you, and like
Yeah.
you had to run in between lanterns, and like I got in there, and then I was like I had pretty good weapon. I had like a bunch of upgrades. Like I wasn't like speed running it because my problem was like okay I could do a run, but because the levels are random, it's like there's chances to find more blueprints that I've never found, or weird new things I never found that are like, oh, here's the thing. Like clearly this is, and what the hell is that? Maybe you can tell me what is that statue that spawns like the two shadows from like Super Mario 2 or whatever that
Oh,
jump around?
that if you kill both shadows, you just get an outfit. That was some DLC ad they did.
Oh, okay. I was like, "What are these guys? Are they guiding me somewhere? Do
No,
they help me attack?" Like, I didn't understand what it was. So I was like, every time I came across that statue, I was like, "I don't know what the fuck this is." Uh,
some DLC outfit thing of like you kill both of them and you get a secret outfit, but it's very much like you need to be able to like one shot them immediately in order to
yeah,
kill them or
right, because they go in two different directions or whatever.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's nothing major. It's just secret outfit that you can spend cells to unlock.
But, uh but yeah, it's like so I dislike trying to speed run through it because 'cause I'm like, "Okay, well, if I'm doing the kill enemies but don't take damage, there is a level of I need to pay attention." Now, if I fail, luckily I have plenty of traversal stuff early on that's like, "Oh, well, I can do the teleport statue, takes to an area with just a couple guys. I can summon the vines to climb up to an area to kill a couple guys." So I have a chance to recover. But I tried to run where, like, I just ran through, and it wasn't fun, like, at all. Like, I ran through, I stopped and grabbed anytime I saw a pedestal with, like, a power up. I was like, "Okay, power up, do red. Here we go. Okay, go to the next thing, run, run, run." I get to the next area, I find it, and I'm like, I think I'm going the right direction." Like, I had kinda, like, opened the map a little more to make sure, like, "Does this feel like it's the right way?" I was kind of annoyed 'cause I thought, like, "Oh, well, the main path will always be an area that doesn't require traversal, with any of the unlocks." But the first zone, I had to do the vines to go up to go somewhere. I'm like, okay, well, this breaks the rule that I thought was established. I figured the easiest way to speed run is only go in directions that don't require whatever wall ability you get later, or vines, or teleport. Just run. And I was like, "Okay, this threw me off." Like, I didn't think I had to use this, but when I looked at the map, it's like, "No, I needed to." I'm like, "Okay, well, this run was designed in such a way that I needed to use the ability I already unlocked." Anyway, ran through, wasn't that fun, but whatever. I got unlocked, got orbs, I got the money, kept going, ran through the next zone, did it for the ramparts and as well. But that run failed eventually because I kept grabbing all the upgrades, but I kept upgrading red. But then I realized after I got to the pirate cove that, oh, my weapon's green. I thought my weapon was red because it was pretty strong. It was like a heavy weapon. In my mind, heavy weapons are all strength weapons, but it wasn't. It was a green weapon. I was like, no. I was like, man, and I had
That's pretty bad.
yeah, that was pretty bad, and, I had a red weapon I could have picked up, but I didn't because when I didn't like the weapon, but yeah, like, I ran through, and then when I got to the pirate, I was like, "Okay, well, I fucked up," and then, I think, like, maybe my secondary weapon was red, but it was like a faster, like, dual wield weapon or, like, 2 swords, but it just wasn't good DPS, so I didn't like it. Usually, I like the super heavy. There's, like, one, it's just a heavy, like, pike, hammer or whatever. It's like, that thing just fucking wrecks, but yeah, so that run failed because like, okay, never mind. But I the fir like I said, the first I got was the dark zone, and then, I got pretty far in it and I died, but yeah, it was just like
I think if you don't like the core gameplay loop, which I was not describing well last time, but genuinely is like go as fast as you can, as accurately as you can, because like that is how you get really good runs going, is you go fast and you just try to pick up as much stuff along the way. And like if you don't like that core gameplay loop, you're I mean, I would agree with your assessment that like the game's just probably not for you because that is the like main thing you're doing in the game.
yeah, I just I tried it, I just wasn't feeling it. It wasn't like it wasn't doing it for me. I'm like, I don't like just speed running through a zone. Like, it's different like Dark Souls, I do it because I'm like, I gotta get back to the boss, so I'll just speed run past everything. Or I restarted Liza P in chapter 5, I gotta speed run through this real quick to get back to chapter 5. It's like whatever, but yeah, it's like I don't like just skipping everything, especially like, again, it's like there's so much I haven't unlocked that like the chance to find a new thing is right around every corner. But so it's you get like this FOMO. But yeah, it just wasn't my thing. And then just taking it methodically and kind of going through. And it's like, oh, here's a run that was like 28 minutes, and then I failed at whatever. It's like, okay, well, but do I feel like I accomplished anything? Like, yeah, I got a little further, but I'm like, okay, I could just get back to that point again. It's like, okay, now I got to the new zone. Now I know the quirks of the enemy types and blah blah. I was like, but do I want to waste my time running through these zones just to get back to that other zone? It's
Right.
like the boss run backs in Dark Souls. One, it's like I just don't want to do this. I just want to get to the new zone. Like I kind of
You
wish it
wanna
was more
get
like
straight to the new zone and not have to.
yeah. Like in Returnal, like once you get to the one biome, it's like, okay, now you always start in that biome. And then in the early ones, once you get further enough, like you can get through them super quick. And there's some fast pathing just to get from straight from that first biome. Like, oh, the door to the second biome is open. You don't have to kill the boss. You don't have to kill, Freak or whatever at the end of biome one. You can just go straight to biome two super quick. Maybe you grab some upgrades, you do a challenge or whatever. But there's like also story. And I think that's what it is. It's like I need story to kind of push me along to be like, okay, I'm getting and there's like stuff in this one, like people showing up and I find their corpses. I'm like, okay, but I don't care. I'm
I mean,
sorry.
there's not much story aside from, like, there's the sickness and something about a queen, and that's pretty
Yeah.
much it. Like, I could spoil the story for you, but there's not really anything to spoil. I hate to put it that way, it's just like, the story is pretty much surface value of, like, weirdness with a sickness, weirdness with the queen. Ooh, maybe the queen was responsible, maybe the queen wasn't responsible. Is the queen alive? Like, that's pretty much the story. It's not great.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I don't know. Like I may go back to it at some point. I when I tried it again, I was like,
I
I gotta
I
give
think
up.
that's fair because, like, if you genuinely don't like the gameplay loop of go fast, which is what this game is, it's like the gameplay loop of go fast and accurately in order to get the best items to build your build. Like, that's a pretty core thing not to like in a game.
Yeah, yeah. It just like I gave it a shot. Like I have says I have 4 hours in it, so I was like, well, like I gave it the time, but just not my thing. Which luckily that's not gonna be what the new Castlevania is. So it's gonna be straightforward like Castlevania style game that they're doing. So I don't need to worry about it being too Dead Cells like.
So, like,
But
I like the game. but like because the core gameplay loop is go fast and go accurately, the problem I have with it is I know what will allow me to go fast and what will allow me to like get like more upgrades and continue a run. And I think that becomes problematic in this game because very early on you can be like, oh yeah, my output is not nearly high enough to make this a good run. I should just restart. There's not like a ton of incentive for like suffering through things because you can't really
Yeah.
turn a run around.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I could definitely see
Like
that.
I can beat the bosses accurately enough that I'm like, oh yeah, I know even with a low damage weapon, I can beat the bosses still because I've played this game a ton. But like that doesn't mean it's going to be a fast run or a good run.
Yeah, and like, I'm sure, like, there are some boss fights that I'm like, "Ooh, this could be fun." Like, that having to do that same bridge boss, whatever, every time is like, "Ah, come on." And I like the sewer level is just super obnoxious because it's so, like, compact. I'm like, "Okay, this level's just getting annoying now." I
See,
have
I
to
love
keep going through it.
the sewer level when you have like a really high damage build and you can just go fast is like one of my favorite levels.
Well, even just, like, running through it and just not getting hit, it's like, whatever. It's just I hate the layout. I'm like, "Oh," I'm always going down, then back up, and then this way. I'm like, "Okay, which way is the quick way out of here?" But,
Yep.
uh but yeah, like, I would love to be able to, like, okay, I wanna see more of the boss fights. 'Cause I'm sure, like, those I'd probably have fun with, because they do the standard mechanic, like, dodge this, dodge like, that's fun when they're like, that's some of my favorite parts of Prince of Persia, Lost Crowns, like, some of the boss fights. Like, ooh, I love,
Yeah, the
learning
boss
those.
fights in that game are so good though. The boss fights in this game are much more like I don't want to say like bullet hell, but you either have enough damage for the boss fights in these games or you don't.
Yeah,
It's not
and
really
it's
like
yeah,
you can
and
struggle through, but they're not really designed for you to struggle through.
right. I did end it where my goal before I quit at least was get the upgrade to get the backpack so you can have a third weapon. And then I unlocked the mutation that if I have a third weapon in the backpack, when I roll, I do 70% damage of the weapon that's in the backpack. And I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
that one's kind of fun.
now I have another utility for the game. And I thought like, "Oh, this is really cool." I wish I coulda got it quicker because unlocking that shit took a lot of fucking souls or whatever. And I'm like, that took a while. But, I got that and like, okay, now I just gotta get like 3 weapons, then I roll. It's like, okay, this is a cool I like this mechanic, yada yada. But yeah, it's like, yeah, just having to replay this again, even if it's fast, just like, I just don't wanna see I'm like, okay. It's like that thing of like someone goes to a place like, "Oh my god, it's the we're seeing the Golden Gate Bridge for the first time." I'm like, "I've seen that shit so much though, it's like it doesn't mean anything to me." Or it's like, "Look, there's whales." I'm like, people live there like, "Yeah, I see those whales all the time. I just don't care anymore." It's like, I don't wanna run through this area anymore. Like, there should be like, I don't wanna do it, even if I can do it in like 60 seconds. Like, the act of having to do it is annoying
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
No, I mean, I
So,
get it. I get it. And
yeah.
I feel like you gave it a fair shot, but like if you don't like that, that's the core game right there.
Yeah. And again, it's not bad. Like, I had a lot of fun initially learning. It's just like the repetition is what got me. And like, but the game overall, like the combat's fun. I like getting the new weapons, trying new weapons out. The enemy types, figuring out, oh, dodge this guy, dodge that guy. Yeah, yeah. It's like, oh, I ran into an elite. Oh no, okay, let's quickly take him out. Oh shit, this guy teleports. Like fun little stuff, fun enemies. Like it's fun. It's just the core mechanic of it, I just isn't for me. But everything else I was having a good time initially. So, it's just yeah, not my kind of game. So it's not like it's a bad. I'm not saying it's a bad game at all. It's just not my type of game, unfortunately.
I mean,
Yeah.
I loved the game, and even I started it with complaining about it, so I feel like that's fair. It's got some mechanics that are definitely like I think it's a really well-designed game, and there are things about it that are frustrating, even admitting it's a well-designed game.
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to see like, okay, like, because I it made me question whether or not I actually want to try Hades. Because I'm like,
Mm.
but Hades has a story. So I'm like, I think that's what will carry me through. But my
Hades
concern is like,
yeah,
go
I'm trying to think of like Hades does have a story. There are some elements of going fast in Hades. I think I would still try Hades. I think that if you don't like Dead Cells, I'm less confident you will like Hades, but I do still think I would try it because Hades does actually have a story. The story's actually good. It's interesting, and the gameplay is also different since it's like isometric.
Mhm.
So you might gravitate more to the gameplay in Hades since I feel like in the past you've mentioned you don't love like side-scrolling games. Am I making that up?
I like side I mean, lies the Prince of Persia is side scroller, and so's Hollow Knight and, whatnot. Like, I don't mind side scrolling. usually it's like I prefer any genre. I'll typically prefer first and third person over isometric, and I prefer scroller to isometric. But the art style of Hades does make it fine. Then I'm like, okay, I'll play isometric for Hades.
Yeah, I feel like Hades is still worth trying, especially because it's cheap. Like you could pick it up and test it out pretty cheaply. It's kind of like low impact, but I will say I'm less confident you will like Hades based on the complaints you had for Dead Cells.
Yeah, but when I watch it though, I'm like, okay, well, I watched some of the game, I'm like, it looks fun, and if I feel like I make more progression each run than I do in outside of just unlocking blueprints in Dead Cells. Like, if I feel like
Thought
I'm
you were gonna
making,
say in
like
blueprints, and I was like, yeah, you do unlock blueprints and blueprints.
yeah, if I feel like I'm unlocking more, like, permanent upgrades, like, okay, like, if I can fail a run, but I unlocked a new upgrade, or I found a new gun in Returnal, um, or something, it's like, "Okay, this is good." Like, I feel like they fine, but again, there is the narrative bit, and I isn't there, like, a store or people you can buy permanent upgrades from in, Hades? Like, some of the gods, don't they have, like
Oh god, this is another one where I can't remember. I'm like, is my memory horrible? There is like progression from run to run in Hades, and you can get additional like weapons and upgrades for your weapons. There's like a store at the start where you can buy new weapons and things to start each run with, and you can choose like you can kind of choose which run or which weapon you start a run with in Hades, which makes it a little bit easier to kind of control gameplay elements. So you have a little bit more control over the randomization, which you might enjoy.
isn't there like and is it where is Hades more like okay, here's the first level, like it's one biome of maybe it's multiple levels, but once you complete, you kill the boss at the end, isn't like okay, now you're on to off to a new biome, or is it the same as Dead Cells, where it's like you
Same as Dead
a
Cells, you run through.
run through
You
one biome into the next biome into the next biome to get
Yeah,
to a
and you can
boss?
choose like which ones you go through. But yeah, I mean it's the same core structure where you start in one, and if you beat the boss in that one, like you still have to do that on subsequent runs. They don't just disappear. But where it's different in well, I was gonna say it's different, but like what's different in Hades is that in following runs things change a little bit. But that's I mean that's also kind of Dead Cells. So I don't know. You just might not like games like this, which is fine.
Yeah, I get if it goes on sale a lot, usually for pretty low. Like if I can look at the see what the price don't who has the price history for Hades? Let's see. Hades Steam price tracker. Because it goes on sale pretty cheap. Yeah, like let's see. Yeah, 624.
Hades is always on sale.
Yeah, it was pretty like it was yeah, it was $6.24 in March for like a week. So, and it was also pretty much around the same price in February. So I'm sure it'll have another April discount at some point. Maybe I'll pick it up. I wish I had a demo. I wonder if there's
I
a
would
demo
wait.
on.
Didn't it used I thought it did have a demo.
Let's see. There's currently no official free demo for Hades on
Huh.
PlayStation.
I mean, I would
Um,
wait based on what you've said and get it on sale. As much as
yeah,
I
that's
love Hades, I kind of feel like this is a get it on sale game for you and not a surefire like you're gonna love this.
Yeah, because at least on Steam as well, I can play it for, like, those 2 hours, and if I feel like, okay, it's, and plus it's not like, it's got that more hack and slash style, so maybe if I like the combat more, I don't know, it could be we'll see, it depends, I'd give it a shot. Like I said, like, it could be a case I just gotta wait for the one that clicks.
Oh, the Warhammer skinned one. That's what
Is
we
there
need.
a the yeah, I need the Warhammer roguelike. Yeah,
I like.
uh
Were you about to ask? Is there a Warhammer roguelite?
Well, this is action roguelike on it, which is interesting as a tag. Action roguelike. It's curious. Weird tag on there. But I wonder if I can click on that and see what other games on Steam are called action roguelikes. Brotato. Yeah, it's not my style of game, sorry, but just going through this list of yeah, Megabonk. Nope. Yeah, because there's other games that have like roguelike elements, like Jump Space.
Uh, I mean,
It
like,
has
what was the Castle Legacy game? I'm blanking on what it's called. The roguelite
Castle.
where you play. It's a side scroller, but you play like as each like you inherit the traits from the run before you that died, and they're all really funny,
Oh,
weird traits. I'm blanking on
is that
Rogue
something
Legacy. Rogue
legacy?
Legacy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You're like the kid or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm
yeah.
thinking you might just not like games in the style, and I think that's fine. But that is maybe my assessment.
But again, like Cult of the Lamb has like rogue-like elements, but my thing with Cult of the Lamb was like,
Cult Cult of the Lamb is not a roguelite though. It's
I
like,
know,
well,
but it
it's a
it
roguelite
has
with tons of
yeah.
other things layered on top of it.
Yeah, it's like you get the random weapons, like, okay, that's the element of it. The layout to the levels if you fail will change and yada yada. So it's like, okay, but you're always going towards the boss. But that's got the segmented, here's this biome towards the boss. You have to go through, X amount of zones to get to the boss. Okay, that's easy. All right. And plus I got the you know, city builder stuff and this management. But like Jump Space and Void Crew, like Void Crew has that standard, like it's got those roguelike elements where, like a deck builder, where we pick a mission, and then we can choose, like, okay, now we have our options. We're trying to get to we have to go through, like, three different missions to get to the final mission of our run. It's like, okay, do we want to go to the easy one? It's got this stuff. We can go this one to the hard one. And you kind of choose, like, okay, let's go this way. And that will branch off to some other ways that you can go. So it's like it has that element of it and everything. The missions you can do are all randomized. It's like, okay, but it's a first person crew spaceship thing where you're working together. So it's like you can have those elements, but that's not the core thing. Like it's all about working together, co-op. So it's like, okay, so I like rogue elements in games, but yeah, it seems like this one was like straight up rogue like wasn't my thing. But like I said, I'll wait for Hades to go on sale, get it, and then just wait for like a time where I can commit like 2 hours straight to giving it a shot and seeing how I feel. Yeah, because like it's funny they call Warhammer Survivors a roguelike because like I guess Vampire Survivors is a roguelike as well as a bullet hell, um, but I feel like that's just gonna be like a silly no calorie kind of game. I'm not
No
gonna take it
calorie kind
seriously.
of game.
Yeah, just empty calories, just like you just play it just because you know it's something to do. Uh, like playing a small mobile game on your phone where you're waiting for the bus or something. Just you don't invest. It's like you just play it. You don't take it super seriously. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you're
I don't.
probably not wrong.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. I didn't have a chance to play too much else. Again, because I was sick. Just gave it a shot. I did restart. I was like, oh, maybe I'll play Subnautica. It's a nice, casual, relaxing game.
That's
Because
a
like
great sick game to play.
well, because the problem was I couldn't play anything when I was sick because I wasn't tired enough to sleep through feeling uncomfortable, and I wasn't comfortable enough to actually try to enjoy sitting down and doing anything. I tried to like watch some more Hammer videos, or I didn't really play anything because like I just didn't feel well enough, and it was like really annoying situation to be in. So it's like I just that was obnoxious. But when I was done, I was like, okay, I need something to play because once I gave up on uh Dead Cells, but I was like, "Oh, yeah, okay, I'll just relax and play, hardcore Subnautica." I keep forgetting, like, "Oh, yeah, you don't have much air, O2 in the beginning." I kept almost drowning in the shallows 'cause I'm like, "Gotta go back." Uh, but
I love Subnautica. That game is great.
yeah, yeah. And I wanna get into I tried it for a bit, but Grace on Warfare, I think I did it before our last recording, or maybe I did it that night, after we recorded last episode, but their big old, point 4 update came out, which had, like, completely overhauled the mission system, the way unlocks works. They changed a lot of the AI behavior, so now the AI is no longer, like a big issue AI had in the point 3 update was it was, like, just headshots you from like across the map. Also, they noticed you from way further away. Now the AI behaves better. So it's like if you shoot from a spot, yeah, they'll know that direction, but you can still sneak around and get around to stuff and blah blah blah. But yeah, I played through some of it, PvP mode style, like just run around doing missions. I like that they some of the changes they made to quests were good. Where it's like now it's like, oh, you have to go collect some stuff. And instead of having to pull up like a community map to be like, where do I go? If you didn't want to waste your time searching, which is usually when they have a reset, I'll just like, okay, where was this one? Like a lot of them, I remember where I have to go because I've already done the missions. But it's like, okay, I'll just pull this up real quick, see what it is. Now they have that built into the game. Where it's like, go here. So when you pick it up, you can open your map. And it kind of points you to the area. It's like, search this area, and it's a much tighter circle. It's like, okay, it's a little more friendly in that way. I don't know if it'll be that way for all of the missions that you have to do. The one thing they did change, it's a little annoying, is that they have you have to get a certain reputation to proceed and get missions in the other areas. Where typically in the past, like you just go to those zones and you can unlock those missions, at least in point three. But I put enough time into it to really speak to it. But I like some of the changes they did so far. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I can play something this week that'll be new. But All right. Well, I guess we can go ahead and wrap it up there. Again, pretty short one. Not a lot of news. I didn't play too much. So, yep. All right. Well, thank you for all tuning in. Thank you, Isli, for joining.
Yep.
And we'll see you all next time.